And for the 49ers, they get an early bye, and then they come out of it with a Sunday night game against the Colts. They've got some winnable games coming up. They need to win some games. There's a question about who the quarterback will be. Here's Kyle Shanahan, coach of the 49ers, after the game talking about Trey Lance's performance in his first NFL start.
I thought he did some really good things. Definitely wasn't perfect, which no one ever has been. That first pick, I thought just sailed on him. He was going to the right spot, but just got away from him on that first drive. I thought, overall, I think if we could have done a little bit better around him, I thought he did good enough to win.
You go into the bye week now. Do you now consider what you want to do at quarterback?
No, nothing's changed. That was just one game. It was a tough loss right there, and I'm going to talk to our whole team tomorrow and think of how we can get our whole team better coming back from the bye.
It was the calf injury for Jimmy Garoppolo that kept him out of this game. And Garoppolo himself said last Sunday he hopes it's just a week or two kind of a thing before Kyle Shanahan gave him a big stack of saltine crackers and water and tried to get him to quit talking about it so they could hold some sort of strategic edge. So we'll see. We got 2 weeks now for Garoppolo to heal. And, it's what we heard about Justin Fields and Andy Dalton. Dalton's the starter when he's healthy until he isn't. And we know it's always subject to change once the team sees enough from the young guy to make him the week in and week out starter.
So, you tell me, Mike. They got the bye week, and Garoppolo's healthy. Who you starting?
I always want to see what the young guy can do, and I say you made the huge investment to go up to get to number 3. You gotta pay off that investment. But I think that they've decided, based upon the locker room and where the locker room is, and I saw some praise yesterday from Nick Bosa for Trey Lance. The locker room is behind Garoppolo. The locker room's got to flip to Lance before you can make Lance the starter if both are healthy. So I think for now, the question is, do they stay with Garoppolo? Does the locker room stay with Garoppolo? If so, then he's the guy. But that's stuff that's going on behind the curtain, and Kyle Shanahan's going to have his finger on the pulse of his team because they won't tolerate a switch to Lance until they think Lance is the guy that gives them the best chance to win, because that's all they care about. They want the quarterback on the field that gives them the best chance to win.
That's exactly right. To me, there is zero question. Garoppolo starts. I mean, nobody says you have to get the payoff right away on the investment. There are long-term investments. There's bonds. You can let them sit for a while, until they mature, and then you can get an investment. If I win $1,000 at the blackjack table, I'm not betting $1,000 the next hand. I may do it over time. You don't have to invest in it right away unless, again, you're a Cincinnati with Burrow, last year, or with Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville, teams that are building. This was a team that was in the Super Bowl not too long ago, and a team trying to build back toward that. And to me, Trey Lance is not his fault, but not ready to lead that team there, where Garoppolo, while he isn't an unbelievably great quarterback by any stretch of the imagination, he is the better quarterback fit right now for a team and where this team wants to go. You have time to get return on your investment with Trey Lance. It doesn't have to be right now at the expense of him learning his way and maybe getting a few losses along the way, because that's what will eventually happen with a young quarterback.
Yeah, I think Shanahan decided after week 1, based upon the pulse of the locker room, that the best play is ride Garoppolo, and if he gets injured, then you use Lance. And then when he comes back, you go with Garoppolo, unless Lance at some point has that moment that wins over the locker room, and it didn't happen yesterday. If they had beaten the Cardinals, maybe it would have. And as Shanahan said, it wasn't Lance's fault they didn't win, but if he had led them to victory, then maybe the locker room flips. I don't think they flip yet, so I think they stick with Garoppolo when we see them on Sunday night, Week 7, against the Colts.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.